Hi, gorgeous souls. I am Lady Stars and Fire. My real name is Michelle Espinosa, and this is the weekly healing messages for March 24th through the 31st. This is a pivotal moment. And I mean pivotal. I mean, it's definitely a time of shifting, and I wish I would have looked up that dinosaur's name. Okay. Yeah, I said dinosaur. That has to do with one of my spirit guides. And I have a lot of dinosaurs as guides, and I can't keep up with what they are because I wasn't alive during that time. All right, first off, this morning I woke up and I went outside and I stood on my balcony. And it was so perfect to help me understand what this week was about. And then the dinosaur came in. On my balcony, there's a little stretch of land before it goes down a hill. And I stood outside, and in spirit, this lion, so majestic and beautiful and tattered, stood before me, looked up at me, and then faded away. This is courage. And it was important that that lion was tattered because it takes courage and strength to move forward through difficult times. But see, the lion speaks to me of strength in the tarot as the strength card. But he also speaks to me in astrology as the universal fifth house, our inner creative expression. It helps us get on with life, enjoy life, want to be a part of life. It speaks to us of our hobbies, our fun, our interests. And are we getting any of that? But just as importantly, the lion speaks to me of the king of the jungle. And in that case, he brings me back to the royalty of that idea of the lion being the royalty of the zodiac. It reminds me, and I've said this a million times if you follow me on any of these videos, the lion speaks to us of being the king that you want to see of your kingdom. And each and every one of us are our own king or queens of our kingdom. And if we don't like our kingdom, then we need to learn to be better kings and queens. Which is why Spirit also is giving me the song Rise Up. And I will rise up. This speaks to us of being that better king or queen. If you don't like the way that your life is going or the way that it seems like your future is, or the people that are involved in your life, and you shouldn't put people in your life to support you for an agenda to get in the right direction. But what I am saying is, if you want to have a healthy kingdom, you're going to make sure that you are surrounded by healthy peers to help you move forward. You aren't going to rise up if they can't rise with you. This speaks to me also of, I've been saying that we were going to see these energies since like May of last year, and I've been dropping these little hints in there without directly coming out and stating it for over a year now. Because I can read it in the astrology, and like I said, this is a pivotal moment, but it is not the full-on moment. This is a moment of shift, but this is about revolution, a revolutionary change. And part of that king of that jungle and being the proper king of your kingdom or queen of your kingdom has to speak to us of the revolution. And one of the first keys about revolution is, well, you have to stick around long enough to be able to create it. I don't know how else to put that. This is speaking to us of coming into our divine energy, our eternal flame, coming back to truth, coming back to right, getting right with self, getting right with our denials, getting right with our inner Medusa. And I put it that way because in astrology, Medusa is Eris, and Eris is in Aries. Now, you're having the full moon on the 24th, not full moon, the new moon on the 24th in Aries, and I'm going to be about that in just a minute. But you have the new moon coming into Aries, like I said. But in Aries, the next day, it will be crossing over Eris. And I call Eris Medusa, trouble, toil, and strife. The injustice that has not been able to be served and be created into justice. Medusa was created into Medusa through ill will of the gods. But she's directly across from Haumea, which is in Libra. Opposition, meaning this is a challenge. Haumea is the collective consciousness of the outer world's relationships. This is where you lose yourself to the idea of what's important within those relationships. Are you going to be Medusa? Are you going to continue to lose yourself? Or are you going to find ways to heal her? Are you going to face her dead on? Face your skeletons in the closets that created skeletons in the closet that's been there so damn long that they've become securities, even though they were insecurities. Getting past your fear, your anxiety, your doubt, your worry. This is the time of rising up and finding the light from within and leading those who need to be led, because the ones who are meant to lead you obviously cannot. The collective consciousness is seeing the truth. Are you strong enough? Do you have the courage enough to face your inner truth? To face your inner Medusa? To overcome yourself so that you can reignite, refine your flame. It's an eternal flame. It's with you forever. It's up to you to relocate it and accept it for all that you are. That's balance. There's not just full-on light. We all have some darkness within us. That's balance, justice, and harmony. Libra. Then you also have directly across from the new moon in Aries, which is the moon, Chiron, Lilith, and the sun. That's a powerful energy. Setting for new beginnings, new alpha, new directions, me first energy. Chiron is the wounded healer going, I've got to reassess all of this junk that I don't want to go down that same road again. Lilith is asking you where your inner fire is. She can be very egotistical, but she's an ally. Asking you to stand in the power of your fire. The sun's asking you to illuminate your inner truth. The moon is forcing you to illuminate your inner truth. And directly across from it, which everybody else is not going to be talking about either, is make. Make is the lotus flower. And the growth of the lotus flower. Y'all heard me say this before. The lotus flower is one of the most spiritually evolved symbols of spiritual growth and maturity. But it didn't get pretty in the most prettiest of places. A lotus flower is known to grow in a swamp. This is where Spirit keeps relating me back to that Shawshank Redemption. You must travel through a river of shit to come out clean on the other side. If you are living in the energies of make, there's 3 levels. Are you still living in the swamp and you can't see past the shit that you're in? Are you starting to realize there is an above and a below and I can take fresh air while I'm still bobbing in the swamp? Or are you finally starting to reach for the ascension? Where are you on the level of the lotus flower? Because it's questioning. Will you walk down that same road again? Will you heal? Will you ignite your inner flame? Because it's going to come right up on Eris next. Medusa, your inner trouble, toil, strife. Will you sit in the swamp and bob? Will you be able to find your way through the rivers of shit, or will you start to reach for the ascension and grow and mature? Either way, it's going to be illuminated as to where you truly are, if you are willing to be truthful and honest with yourself and see the light of day of what that really truly is for you, and then where you need to go. You also have Mars, Pluto, Pallas, and Jupiter in the beginning of this week. Still very close to each other within 10 degrees. Pallas is strategic thinking. It's Athena, the warrior goddess, connected to the owl, wisdom from the darkness. Mars is your inner warrior, your inner SWAT team, your inner sexuality, your inner belly dancer. Do you have courage? Do you believe in yourself? Do you have confidence? Speaking to Pluto, death, decay, and destruction for renewal, rebirth, regeneration. And don't let me not tell you, because I'm sure a lot of people aren't bringing this up, Pluto goes retrograde at the end of, on the 25th of April, which means Pluto, honey, is more or less already in shadow. Pluto is already taking its slow move in shadow, digging into those skeletons in the closet, digging into your inner fears and anxieties, because that's the death, decay, and destruction of you that must happen for the rebirth and the regeneration, for spirit to find its ignition, for it to ignite into the eternal flame and soulfulness that you are, finding a new foundation within your world. Mars is sitting here going, trampling over the energy, because he's the warrior, looking for the confidence and pushing it out. You have Jupiter bringing higher knowledge and abundance and manifestation to whatever it is you are manifesting, because what you think, you manifest. And then you have Pallas behind it doing strategic thinking. Now, let's not even think on a global scale about what that means. Let's just think about what that means for us individually, and how we come into that courage of the lion, how we come in to being the king or queen of our own kingdom, and what kind of king and queen are you wishing to become? Would you honor yourself if you was the king? Would you look up to you? Only you know. Not to mention, come near the end of the week, you have Mars, which is stepping away from that energy and coming closer into Aquarius. Aquarius is the rebel within. It is the shock and awe. It is, I'm willing to stretch and find out what needs to shift and change. And Saturn is all about, let's shift and change. Let's see what has to happen, but I'm in no fucking really big hurry to make it happen. But Mars jumping on top of it is just going, what do I need to do now to make sure that confidence is happening? What exploration do I need to take? Aquarius is the water bearer. It's the rebel within. It's the fireworks. You're never 100% sure what you're going to get with Aquarius energy. Will you get the warrior, or will you get the belly dancer? Saturn is asking you, where are you comfortable and where are you not? Where is that fire and where is it not? And how do we fix this? How do we fix that oneness, that soulfulness? How do we become the water bearer and receive the energies that are being poured down? The moon is on top of Vesta as we come to the end of the week. Not to mention, Gemini is moving in, Mercury is moving into Gemini for the next 4 months, talking about a whole new level of values in your communication system. Jekyll and Hyde, soul, ego, logical versus emotion. And how are we really going to communicate that? How are we going to grow? And what is valuable and what's not? Where's the depth of that? Not to mention the North Node, or Rahu, is going to be moving into that energy as well very soon. As well as Saturn is only going to be in Aquarius for like 2 months before it retrogrades back into Capricorn. This is a pivotal moment. In order for the revolution to happen, You must remain around long enough for it to happen. You must mature and grow as it happens. Lilith, Chiron, and the sun are all in conjuncting each other all week, even once the moon leaves. This is definitely a week of inner emotional security. Will you face it? Will you accept your truth? Will you heal your truth? And will you help others to rise into theirs? I love you guys. Bye.